if you want to stitch any cloth, you need to give the measurements to your concerned person, the tailor who is stitching the shirt. Without the cloth, without the measurements, so you can't customize your shirt, right? Same way, your SAP system is also, see for example, how many profiles I want. Profiles in the sense here, the values that which can operate, which can be useful to run the SAP system. Okay, so these are very important in SAP system. For example, how many dialogues I want, how the system knows. We need to define through by some values, right? Those everything contained in the profiles only, like how many work process, how much memory I should use, okay, what are the login traditions, how many days my password need to keep, and how many unsuccessful logging password. That for example, you are issuing 3 times failed password, automatically your account will be gets locked. All things are defined in this profiles only. Profiles contain some parameters. Parameters will control your system. If for example, there is one parameter, I will tell you that, but hard disk / work process number _ dia. That parameter defines your how many dia work process you have in your system. If that parameter is equal to 5, your system will be having 5 dia work process. If that parameter is equal to 10, your system will be having 10 dia work process. If you want to increase dia work process, make it 15, save it, or 11, 12, 13, 14, whatever it may be. Okay, so that's the reason. So everything is controlled by this profile parameters only. This plays an important role when can you please mute from your side? Yes, right. So these are the which can be controlled by the profile parameters only. Parameters contains in the profiles. Okay, where these profiles contains is the directory where USR, SAP, SID, sys profiles. Okay, USR, SAP, SID, sys profiles. Okay, so these profiles are instance specific. Most of the profiles are instance specific. I'll tell you now. We have 3 types of profiles: starter profile, default profile, and instance profile. Starter profile, default profile, and instance profile. Why we need this startup, why we need default, and why we need instance, we'll see now. Okay. See, these profiles are created automatically during the SAP system installation. But those are the default values which will come with SAP software. But if you, as per our need, we need to customize that. We need to increase that based on the users. I need to increase dialogues, I need to increase background, I need to increase update, like that. At the same time, based on my RAM, so I need to increase my RAM. That is the parameters, how much memory I can use for my SAP system, and all the things. So many things are there to control your system. So many parameters are there. We need to define that parameter as per your requirement. So this we will change using these 3 profile parameters only. Okay. So these profiles are maintained at OS level mainly, and these profile values can be read during SAP system startup. This is very important. These profiles can be read during system startup only. So when you are saying start SAP command, start SAP, start right click in MMC start, first it reads these profiles only. See, as you know that, so the order of starting is database first, second is message server, third is the dispatcher, fourth one is work process, and then dialog instance. How the system know the order of starting is by the startup profiles only. What the startup profile contains is, okay, the starting order of your SAP system. As I told you in the previous topic, the order of starting is database first, second is message server, third is work dispatch, and fourth one is work process. How the system know this? By this startup profile only. Startup profile contains, okay, startup profile contains the order of starting of SAP system. The order how it is mentioned there, like that only SAP system comes up. If the order you change it there, accordingly try to comes up. That is the reason it is not recommended to change the order of your SAP. One second. Right. Sorry. Yeah. So the order of starting defined here only. By reading this profile only, your SAP system comes up. The order. First it starts the database, second message server, third dispatcher, like that. Okay. The order it is defined here. See, the naming convention of your startup profile is start underscore. Here some underscore is missed here. Start underscore instance name and number. What is instance name and number? See how my central instance is identified. DVEBMGS, right? And my dialog instance is identified by only D. DVEBMGS 07, 06, 07. My dialog instance profiles are D07, D08, like that. So like that, I'll show you now the difference also. See, these startup profiles are instance specific. That means if I have 10 instances, I should have 10 startup profiles. Okay. If any instance startup profile is missed, for example, D08 startup profile is not there, your D08 instance not comes up because it needs to read the order of starting. If that file is not missed, if the file is missed, so how the system knows in what order I need to start? Okay, that is the reason this is the instance specific. If we are having 10 instances, you see the startup profile in this profile directory, ESR, SAP, SID, SIS profile. Okay, so this is about the startup profile. Okay, and I'll show you now. See, in the C drive, I installed my SAP here. Today, I am showing you the multiple instances. See, USR, Oracle are these my folders. I am opening USR, SAP, okay, SID, SIS, profile. Here only profiles, right? Here I have the startup profile. Start underscore DVMJS underscore DVMJS instance number underscore PepsiCo. Yes, guys, can you tell me what is my SID here by seeing this profile?
P11. Right?
Yes, exactly. And what is my host name?
PepsiCo.
Yes, exactly. How many instances I have?
I think we have 2, right?
Yes. What are those? What are the instance numbers for that?
I mean, one is D21 is which is dialog, the other one is
Yes.
central instance, right?
Yes. Yes, exactly. So what are the instance numbers?
11.
21 and 11.
Yes, exactly. See, no need to tell anybody. If you go this path, see the profile, you can come to know how many instance you have. Okay, what is my SID, what is my host name, what are my instance numbers. As soon as you join company, check these profiles directly. You can come to know about your clear picture of your instances also. Okay, so go to this part. That's the reason in the directory structure I told each and every file system part is very, very important for us. ESR, SAP, SID, SIS profile. Okay, my instance has having 2 instances. Sorry, my SID is having 3. Yesterday, as I told you, 2 trees I am seeing here, right? This is my central instance. How I am saying central is, click on process list, you see the message server. If I click on this 21 instance, expand the process list, I am not seeing the message server. Observe this. Yeah. So that is the reason we can say that this is my central instance. This is my dialog instance. If at all I want to start only central instance, just click on right click here, PepsiCo 11 start. Stop, but you should not stop the central directory. Before, we need to stop the PepsiCo 21, that is dialog instance. Right? Then only you need to stop the PepsiCo 11. So this is very, very important when you are starting and stopping the SAP instance. If I want to start only this dialog instance, you can say start. But if I click on P11, right click start, it starts everything. Okay, by reading the instance, the startup profile. Okay, if we start central instance also, immediately it goes and checks the startup profile and reads to that order and starts. Now I will show you See, open this profile start underscore dvms with notepad. Always use notepad only any file if you are opening. I'm reducing the font. Okay, see here. What is my host system name? P11. What is my host name? PepsiCo. Instance number 11. My instance name dvms 11. See, executable directory, run directory, where your executables are there. If you are saying start SAP, there is a start SAP exe in your exe directory, where that is SR, SAP, SID, sys, exe directory. That is, we can say kernel also, as I told you. If that exe is not there, it won't start SAP. First, it checks that exe file is there. It starts executing that exe. In the second step, it reads this profile. First, it checks for the exe directory, that exe file of start SAP or stop SAP, whatever you are executing. Then it checks the profiles of this start. See, first here it is starting the database, start ABAP database, and then message service. Okay, so and then application server using this plus one, means dispatcher and work cost. Using this executable path, see where these are executables are in the, see, don't confuse here because these are new to you, because dir and these are the environment variables we can say. So shortcuts to identify your exe directory and profile directory and all. In this path, it will be having this plus work exe folder. I will show you now. Where are the exe directories? Remember, USR, SAP, SID, sys. Here I have profile, here I have exe. In the UC, ITAC, see these are all my executables. See here, typing yes. See, as soon as you say start SAP, first it executes this only. Okay, after that only it checks the profiles. And it checks the relevant message server exe again. MS. See, message server exe. By using this message server start. And after that, it checks the dispatcher displays work file. This one. Okay. So this is the path where it resides. This path is equal to this one. Directory executable. Directory executable path is nothing but USR, SAP, SID system. There it is using the message server, message underscore server.exe file. Okay. So nothing but the order of starting and the which file it has to start, using which file it has, it defines this here. Okay. So this is created during the installation of SAP only. No need to create. But if you are changing something, you need to manually change here. But don't change startup profile unless if you are changing like any instance number or kind of thing. Okay. So don't change any startup profiles. Right. And another profile we have is, the next one is the default profile. First one is the startup profile and the next one is the default profile. Default profile naming convention is default.pfl. Default.pfl. In startup profile naming convention is start underscore dvms instance number underscore post. Okay. Here the default profile is default.pfl. But the default profile is only one for entire your SID, that is system. Okay. For P11 only one default profile, Q11 only one default, D11 only default. One default. But whereas start profile is the based on your instances. If you have 10 instances, 10 startup profiles, but only one default. If you have 20 instances, 20 startup profiles, but only one default. What the default profile contain is the global parameters which are applicable for entire your SAP system. Some parameters we never change for entire system. For example, if you establish the company, will you change your company frequently? Company name? No, right? So that type of parameters it will maintain. My SAP, SID and my host name and my instance numbers. everything. These are the globally applicable for all your system. Okay. So, and some message server port and NQ host and security parameters we have. That parameters I will tell that later. Means, for example, if you are inserting your ATM card into your ATM machine, if you given wrong 3 times wrong password, it automatically locks, right? That 3 is defined by some parameter in this profile. There is one parameter login lockout password is equal to 3. If I given 3, if you entered 3 times wrong password, automatically your password gets locked. And how to unlock? We will set one more parameter in the system by midnight 12 o'clock. Have you observed this or not? I don't know. But no need to unlocking request. Raise the unlocking request to customer care for ATM especially. Okay, it automatically set by 12 o'clock. That is maintained in this profile zone. Okay, so that type of globally, see, automatic unlocking is for applicable for all your system, right? All your users, all your instances. That type of global values which are applicable for all instances will maintain this default parameter, default.tfl file. Okay, so it is represented by default.tfl, the naming convention. See here the default.tfl. I'll show you in the system. See default.tfl, only one default.tfl, even though I have multiple instances. See these are the Java related, ignore these as of now. And SAP database host, my database is on PepsiCo. See, whatever it may be the instance you are using, this PepsiCo host never changes, right? Because your database is installed on this host. See, my system name, it never changes, P11. My global host, that is PepsiCo, where SAP is installed, never changes. These are the buffer related parameters. I will tell this in the buffer and memory management topic. See, my message server host, PepsiCo, my message server where it is in the central instance. See, my message service name, this is also I will tell in the later topic. And my message server port, this is common for all your instances. Okay, so like this, these are the parameters which are common for all instances. Okay, these type of values will be maintained. See here, login system client 001 means as soon as you say log on, which client you want to log on. Usually we will use the business client. So in the client concept I will tell. Okay, see, if I click on log on here, is opening the screen. See, 001 I am saying, right? If I want 500, you can change it, save it, automatically you see the 500. No need to change every time you log in. So 500, change it like this. No need to change. Automatically, if you save it here, all the instances through which you are logging in, the client number will be same for all. So these type of global values we will maintain in the default profile, but not all the parameters. Very few parameters we will maintain here in the default profile. These kind of values will be maintained in the default. The naming convention is default. See here, I have 2 instances, 2 startup profile, and only one default. Okay, only one default profile. Right. And the next profile is instance profile, very important profile. Next profile is instance profile, very important profile. All the parameters, maximum parameters related to your instance is resides here only. Okay. What it contains is everything like memory. Okay, like your work process, how many work process. See, for example, in my central instance, my dialogues are 10, but in dialogue maybe 20. Backgrounds may be more than central. How these can be controlled using this instance profile only. So this instance profile is also instance specific. That means if you have 10 instances, 10 instance profiles you see, like startup. Startup profile is also 10, right? But default is only 1. So if any profile is missed, instance, for example, T08 instance profile is missed, your instance not comes up. Okay. So that's the reason. So we need to ensure that in this profile directory, profiles are correctly working or not. And also, when you are starting any SAP system, try to change your SID in these profiles. Your SAP system not starts up. See here, you are seeing in this profile. So you are seeing that some SID is something like here. Okay, P11. Try to change D11, save it, start your SAP system. Your SAP system not comes up. Okay, so that is the reason. If the sometimes during like DB refresh activities or OS team is doing some patches, they will remove the file system and replaces the file system. During that cases, SAP system not comes up because of this problem. It may not contain correct values. Your host name may get changed sometimes. Okay, your instance name gets changed sometimes because they are taking the backup file, replacing. They are doing some changes also using scripts by OS team, Linux team especially. So in that cases, this will get changed. During that time, immediately come here, check each and every profile, open that and check whether the correct values are maintained. My SID, my host name is correct, my instance number is correct, my central instance name is DVM is 11 or not. See, if it is 11 here, you see the 11. If it is 10 here, you see the 10. But you are seeing 10 and you are seeing 11 means your SAP system not comes up. See here, try changing 10 here, start your SAP. It never comes up. So during startup problems or any kind of troubleshooting, it is also one area we need to look into that. Correct profiles are maintained. In the profile, correct SIDs are maintained. Correct host name is maintained. Everything we need to check. Like your startup profile, instance profile also multiple based on your instance. See here, division is 11, D20. See, you are seeing dot back profile. See, if any parameter you are changing, for example, I am dialog of process, I am increasing 10 to 20. At that time, the old profile will be backed up with the dot back. But it is not useful in the system. It will be backing up, but without back, dot back. This is our currently using in our system. Okay, alright. These are the three profiles. And very important thing is the order of starting. Like your order of starting of SAP system, the database is coming up first, message server, dispatcher, or first. Same way, profiles also will be in the order. First, it will read the startup profiles. First, it will read the startup profile. Second, it applies the default value. Third, it applies the instance value. The order of starting of profiles is, first it reads the startup profile because startup profile contains the order of starting, right? Second, it applies the default parameter values of default profile. And third, only it reads the instance profile and applies the all instance values to your SAP. Okay. So the order of starting is very important. Startup profile, default profile, and instance profile. And the naming convention of this is instance profile is SID. Naming convention of instance profile is SID underscore DVEVMGS instance number underscore host. The difference between startup profile and instance profile naming convention is the first part. Here you see the start, that is startup profile. You see the SID, that is your SID of system. That is instance profile. Okay. So the difference you can find is by seeing this naming convention. If you are seeing start, that is startup profile. If you are seeing SID, that is your instance profile. Default profile obviously you can identify. Default.default. The order of starting is first uses startup, then applies the default value, and next is instance profile. Okay. These profiles contains the parameters. These profiles contains the parameters. See, I am opening the instance profile. So these are all the parameters. The value what is assigned is, this is the parameter value. This is the parameter name. This is the parameter value. See, memory size 512 MB it is utilizing. Okay, like this. Everything is contained. See here. See, dialog work process. This I will tell you, no. Dialog work process, by changing this number, see. If I say 10, automatically your SAP system starts with 10. Okay. SAP system starts with 10 dialog. Save it, automatically next time you see the 10 dialog process. The parameter, this we call the parameter. Like your transaction codes, you need to remember these parameters also. Almost 40 to 50 parameters. Okay. So by the end of the course. So I'll give you some parameters now. So artist, Okay, work process number underscore work process WP underscore NO underscore dia is for dialog work process configuration. How we will increase is simply change the number here, save it. Automatically your dialog work process will be increased. See background, this is the parameter BTC. Okay, so like that we will increase our parameters. See spool, this is the SPO, spool parameters, and see buffer length, buffer sizes, everything it is controlled using these parameter values only. Okay, so many parameters are there. These we can discuss later. Okay, see here.
So,
Yes.
yeah, so a couple of questions. So one is this the only place to control these values, or you can go to transaction codes
Yes,
in the
yes,
SAP
yes,
to change?
yes. Good question. Whatever you do from OS, we should do from SAP level. There is a possibility. Okay. Sometimes you may not have authorized to do in OS level, right? There is a way to do change in SAP level also, right? These
So when you
parameters
say
can
OS
be,
level, you say OS level, that means without going to these folders.
yes, this transaction codes we can do. But in SAP level, using transaction codes also we can do. Automatically it updates in this OS level same files. The respective parameters if you are changing, it will update it in the respective parameter. Now I am coming to that one. Okay. Right.
Then next question is about the BAK files. So I see only one BAK file for the central instance, right? So don't you get backup files for the other two instances
No,
like
no, no, you can
report
get,
and
but no, you can get, but I changed only instance profile. That is the reason it is backed up with. If I am changing something in startup profile, it will be backed up with dot back one. If I change any default
oh,
parameter, it will be backed up with dot back again. By
oh, it
seeing
will
this,
do automatically.
yeah, it automatically from SAP level. And also remember, if you are changing at OS level like Notepad, if we, as I am showing you, it won't be backed up. But when you are changing from SAP level, automatically it is backed up here with back.
I see.
Okay, because we are changing directly here, right? Saving. How it will be back. Okay.
Right.
That is the
That's what I
reason
mean. Okay.
when you are changing from SAP level, then only you see the dot back. Usually the profiles can be changed two ways. One is OS level, second is from SAP level. Okay. So if you are changing OS level, automatically you can open it Notepad. But if you are changing through SAP level, there is transaction cost. If you are saving there, as soon as you change there and save there, automatically it updates here with the dot back old ones. This is the new one. And also you
So
can
if
see
you
the
change it
date.
multiple times, yeah, if you change it multiple times, it will have multiple backup files, right?
Ashok,
Yeah, tell me.
Ashok, can you show an SAP UI how it works?
Yeah, definitely I will show. After this completion of this
It will
introduction.
be easy, right? If we
No. Definitely I will show you. Otherwise, that profile topic not ends. Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
No,
just
we'll get clear idea, what.
yeah. Definitely. After this only, I am going to show that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. First, my intention is to say the path, and my intention is to say the how many types of profiles and the naming conventions and how many profiles you see here. Okay. And each and every instance of it and the order of starting. If you are clear about this, any questions, let me know. Then I will move to next. That means how to change from SAP level as well. The profile maintenance can be done using two ways. One is OS level, second is from SAP level. Okay, right. OS level, obviously you know this by opening with Notepad and you can change. In SAP level, okay, we can change using the transaction codes RZ10 and RZ11. RZ10 and RZ11. Yeah. So before going that, one more slide I am sharing you. After that, I will tell about this. So these are the first parameters we are learning during this course. The profiles contains parameters. Parameters will be assigned with some values. Right? Using that values only SAP system operates. For example, I want to configure dialog work process I want to increase from 10 to 15. How you will change is using this parameter. Hard disk, work process, number underscore dia. Okay, hard disk, work process, NO underscore dia. See, all these parameters are same except the last word. If it is dia, this is for dial work process. If it is BTC, this is for background. If it is NQ, it is for NQ, ENQ. If it is VB, it is update. If it is spool, it is SD. So can you grab the screen, please? We need to by heart these parameters, remember, like our transaction codes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just a few seconds. Yeah, okay. Right. See, this is the hard disk //WP underscore NO underscore dia to configure dial work process. BTC is for background and NQ is for ENQ and update is by VB and spool is by SP. And there is one more parameter you are seeing in the last but one line, /max underscore WP run underscore time. Means this is the parameter to control your runtime of your dialog. Okay. So as I told you in the initial class of work process, there is a limitations on dial work process. If we won't allow dial work process to run beyond some X time, that is 600 seconds. Okay, because if I am allowing more than that, all your dial work process stuck for long transactions, no other user cannot log. Okay, to avoid that situation, we will limit your dial work process runtime by this parameter. If I am giving 600 seconds, it will serve your request within 600 only. If it could not able to serve your request, it will be timed out. If you observe in your, especially in bank accounts, if you log in for more than 10 minutes, 5 minutes, automatically your session gets logged out because of this parameter. Okay. So this is also one more parameter. Total 6 parameter you are taking today. You need to by heart this tomorrow. You need to by heart this, and tomorrow you need to explain about this also. Okay. So very important parameters. Every day we deal with these parameters as a basis consultant. Okay. So profiles contains this type of parameters. Okay.
So what is hard disk?
Hard disk, I don't know. Disk is for display, I think. Okay.
Right.
R is for R3, I think. That is the reason the real time display parameter. Okay, might be. Okay. So like this, see, these are all the parameters we will maintain in the system. Okay, not only RDC, some are with RDC, some are with login, some are with like C. Password expiration time, 30 days. Usually in your client you are working, you observe this, right? Every 30 days or 60 days, it will ask for your password will expire 14 days, 13 days, 10 days, change it. Okay, we will control that by this parameter. If you give 60 days, it will 60 days expire. See, minimum password uppercase. So it is 1. Means your password should contain one uppercase letter. See, automatically GUI logs out. Automatically it logs out after 1800 seconds. Okay. See, fails to user log. That is 3. Means if 3 wrong attempts has been given, your user will be logged. Okay. See, like this, everything is controlled by some parameters. Okay, so these type of parameters controls the SAP system functionality. Okay, SAP system functionality. So these are all the parameters. These are the memory related role extension. These are all memory buffer sizes, memory and buffer parameters. Okay, so these type of values will be contained in this profiles. Just now we are learning only these parameters. Okay, so by heart these 6 parameters. So how to configure dialog, how to increase the dialog, how to decrease the dialog? Simply go there, check this parameter and change it. See, as I shown you here, in the startup we can't do anything. In the here, see BTC. I want 5 background workers, then change it. Or 3, I want to reduce, change it. Like that. Okay, like that you can change. But this profile maintenance can be done at OS level and SAP level as well. Very, very important. How to do from SAP level is the next question. Okay, right. See, there are some transaction codes. Hey, 1 second. There are some transaction codes RZ10, okay, RZ11 and TU02. These are the three transaction codes we will use for profile maintenance. RZ10, RZ11 and TU02. Okay. Right. What are these? How these? When you will use these? See, the parameters are 2 types. See, profiles are 3 types. Profiles contains inside some parameter. These parameters are again divided into 2 types. One is static. Okay. Second one is dynamic parameter. Static and dynamic parameters. So what are the static parameters is, whenever you change any static parameter, we need to restart to take new value of that parameter. For example, if the dialog work process or this work process number underscore dia you have changed from 10 to 12 or decrease from 10 to 8 or 9. To take new value, we need to restart the system. Otherwise, your profile will not be affected in the system till next restart. It won't affect immediately. That is the static parameter. The parameters which need the restart to take into effect into the system whenever you are changing, that is called the static parameter. Okay, if this static parameter is permanent change. Okay, this static parameter is permanent change. So once you are changing and restarting means it is permanently stored in the system. Okay, and we need to do it by RZ10. The static parameters can be changed using the RZ10 transaction. The transaction in RZ10 which you are changing the parameters that are permanent changes, but you need to restart the parameters. Instances. Okay, and see, next is dynamic. There are some parameters, okay, called dynamic, which no need restart. Okay, there are some another parameters, not like static. Without restarting, they will get effect in the system. Those parameters are called dynamic parameters. These are temporary change. Temporary change means it's not permanently changing. What it will happen is, goes back to previous value. Okay, goes back to previous value when we restart. Okay, can somebody mute from your side? Some noise I am hearing. Yeah, Raj, can you mute from your side, please? Yeah, right, thank you. Right. See, previous value when we restart, it goes back to previous value. For example, max work process runtime parameter. This parameter, sixth parameter we are seeing here. This is dynamic parameter. This is dynamic parameter. For example, some work process is going on 600 seconds it is reaching, but it may complete within another 50 or 100 seconds. In that case, we will dynamically change this parameter. Means without restarting, this parameter can be changed. Okay, but when I restart, it goes back to again 600 value. For example, I increase to 1000 value now. Okay, but when I restart, it goes back to 600 seconds again. This is the temporary change for that, but no restart is needed. It is maintained in the RZ11. Dynamic parameters can be changed in the RZ11. Static parameters can be changed in the RZ10. And RZ11, what else we can see is, there are much importance with the RZ11. One is, okay, display the parameter value. Okay, any parameter, if you click, go there and type hard disk work process number underscore dia, you can check the current value of the system, current value in that particular system. Okay, and second thing is, you will get the documentation for that parameter. For what purpose that parameter? See, we have thousands of parameters. We no need to remember the thousands, but basic parameters we remember. Sometimes, due to some performance issue, SAP is coming with the solution to us saying that change this parameter to some value. Due to this only, your performance is going down. We don't know that parameter. If you want to know that, there is one option, documentation, in that RZ11. So each and every parameter, there is a documentation. Technical things you can come to know. Why that parameter, how it will affect in the system, what are the minimum and maximum values, how it can be used, it will be in the seconds or it will be in the numerics, it will be in the digits. So what is the usage kind of thing, everything it will be maintained here. Okay, and the third thing is very, very important. Okay, change value. Okay, so change value button you are seeing, this is dynamic parameter. Dynamic parameter. So how I can come to know whether it is dynamic or static is, simply go in RZ11, type one parameter, click on display, you see one change value button. If you are seeing the change value, that is the dynamic parameter. Means we can change now itself, no need to restart, that new value will be affected immediately. But when we restart, it goes back to previous value. Okay, goes back to previous value when we restart. But if you are not seeing the change value button in this RZ11, that is the static parameter. Okay, that is the static parameter. So that parameter we need to change in RZ10 transaction. Okay, so these are the two types of parameters, static and dynamic. Static needs restart, dynamic no restart, but static is permanent, dynamic is not permanent. Static can be changed in RZ10, dynamic can be changed in RZ11. How you can identify static and dynamic is simple, that is change value, that's it, in RZ11. See, I'll show you in the system. See here, I am giving my user ID password. First I am moving to RZ11. I will show you the differences here. How it will be static, how it will be dynamic, how to find out and how to change the everything. So is it clear regarding static and dynamic parameter? Any confusing? Profiles are three types. The parameters which contains inside of the profiles again divided into two types. Okay, don't confuse. Profiles are three types: startup, default and instance, and the profiles internally contain parameters and values. That parameters again divided into two types, static and dynamic. Okay, right.
So on the SAP side, there are no like default and
No, here also
startup
see,
or anything like that.
no. Here also same thing. Okay, I will tell you now. RZ11. Okay, I am going to RZ11. See, I am giving some hard disk / work process underscore number NO underscore dial. This is to find out the dialog work process, right? Click on display. Anybody comes and check for the value of any parameters. RZ11 is a smart transaction, easy transaction, simple transaction. See small description about number of dialog work process. See, here is the documentation part. If you click on this documentation, you can come to know the technical things, parameter description and all. Okay, like that. What are the minimum and maximum values? See, minimum default value is 2. Maximum we can go up to dialog work process 100, 2 to 100. Okay, all these things it can be read here. Okay, see here minimum 2, maximum 100 values. Current value in the system is how many dialogues I have? 8 dialogues. Okay, see if you go in MMC, you can check here also. See here, 8 dialogues, right? Dialog. See, if you want to change this, I can't change this here. Why? Because this is static. How I am saying
But
static?
you have only 4, right?
Yes, that is due to operation mode, because operation mode is activated because we don't completed that topic. I will tell that later. Okay, nothing to worry. Okay, right. See, this is not dynamic parameter. Why? Because here you should see change value button. I will show you the difference now. /RZ. See, I am giving another parameter /disk /max underscore for process run underscore time display. See here, if you observe, you are seeing change value, right, in this screen. Here you are not seeing the change value. Means this is dynamic parameter. That is this one. This is dynamic parameter and this is static parameter. So RZ11 is the good transaction to identify whether it is static or dynamic. See, I am expanding this, maximizing this. See, if it is dynamic parameter, see, 600 seconds. Means your work process should serve for you only 600 seconds. More than that, if you are taking long time, it simply says timeout. Sorry sir, I can't. Okay. So if you want to increase this, simply go here, change value. Okay, make it 1000. If you want to make it in all instances, click on all, switch on all servers. Otherwise, only one instance where you log in, save it. See here, the change is not permanent and will be lost when the server is restarted. If I restarted, it will go back to 600 again. Okay, see here, 1000. Who has changed? Ashok is changed on this date and on this time. Okay, it is temporary change. Immediately system will be affected by this. But if I restart, it goes back to 600 again. But where is static? We can't change here. How to change is in RZ10. Okay, static parameters we can change in RZ10. See here, we have few things to consider here. First one is, as soon as you install the system, you need to import profiles from OS level to SAP level using this option in RZ10. This is the post installation activity. That is, as soon as your SAP is installed, your everything is profiles are configured at OS level only. Even though that values are using by SAP system that not available at SAP level. We need to do here using import profiles using this option in RZ10. Utilities, import profiles of active servers. Okay. I can import from OS level. Say importing instance profile. You see the status here. All these profiles will be importing here into the SAP, that is database level. Okay. See, all are imported. Next. When again we will import here? During post installation activity. As soon as you installed now, we will import it here. But in any other case, there is a chance to import. Yes, we have another scenarios are there. That is, okay. Then when you are changing at OS level, for example, I told you we can change the profile parameters from RG10, RG11 and OS level, right? That is SAP level and OS level. When you are changing any parameter OS level, you should import. As soon as the system restarted, we need to import using this option. Then only it is available in the SAP and database levels. If you are changing through RG10 or RG11, no need to import. Remember, very, very important. If you are changing through RG10 or RG11, no need to import. But if you are changing it to OS level, import profiles of active servers. We need to do in RG10 immediately. Okay, this is the first thing. Second thing here, if we want to change profile, as Raj is asked, there is no kind of startup and default. Yes, we have the startup and default here as well. Whatever you are seeing at OS level, we need to define here only. Because if you are changing some X parameter in the default, you need to select the profile which you want to change. This is the option here, profile, browse this, okay. Which profile you want to change now. For example, hard disk work process number is in instance profile, right? We need to select that profile now and we need to change that. See here, I am seeing the profile parameters, profiles, names. Okay, see these are the profiles. Which profile you want to change? In OS level, directly double clicking on the default with notepad and you are opening. Here also SAP is asking which parameter you want to go now. Which parameter values you want to change. I want to change central instance, for example. Okay, instance profile parameter. Select that. See, whenever you change something, the version gets changed. If I am changing something now, next time you see the version 7. Okay, the version 6 is backed up with dot back, nothing but. Okay, I'll show you now. See here, when you are changing any profile parameter, select the correct which profile you want to change. You want to change in default, select the default profile parameter. You want to change in instance profile, select the instance profile. Or you want to change in the dialog instance profile, that is P11, D21, select that one. Which value you want to change. Okay, that select that parameter, that profile. Okay. So it is very, very important where you want to change. Next is this box. We have 3 options: editing profile options, administrative data, basic maintenance and extended maintenance. Theoretically, you should be able to explain these 3 options. Why administrative data is, see, I am selecting administrative data, change. See, any profile path you are changing, then only we will use this administrative option. Whenever you are, Ram, can you please mute, please? Whenever you are changing administrative, that is path of the profile, then only we use the administrative maintenance. See, for example, you know that everybody know that profiles are from here only. But I don't want to keep the profiles here. I want to keep profile somewhere, this profile directory somewhere in another path, ESR, SAP, SID only. Then keep all your profile directory there and change the path here. Okay, remove the sys here. You want to create profiles here on. Then automatically systems takes from here on. Okay. So, but usually we never change the profile path. So that means we never use the administrative data. There is any changing in the directories of profiles or paths, then only we will use administrative maintenance. And second is basic maintenance. Basic maintenance is for only beginners. Okay, basic maintenance is only beginners. It is the graphical way kind of. Here no need to remember the profile parameters. That means hard disk work process number underscore dia underscore btc underscore bb underscore enq. Okay, so this is simply named dialog. I have 10. I want to increase or decrease. Click on minus, plus, increase, 11, 12, increasing rate here, 13, 14, okay, 12, like that. Okay, so update. I want to increase update 1 to 2. Just increase NQ. Not recommended only one. Background I want to. Okay, like that we can increase here. But the disadvantage here is we can change only these parameters. What about remaining? Okay, and some buffer keys, buffer sizes. What about remaining? What about security parameter? What about user password parameter? What about message server host? What about my SID? What about my port numbers? We can't change that all. So that is the reason we never prefer these also. Okay, this is for only beginners. Okay. The recommended is extended maintenance. Any parameter you want to change here, select that profile here, go to extended maintenance and change. You can see all these parameters, whatever are available in the system. Okay. So, for example, I want to increase my dialog. See here, this is my dialog parameter. Go to make it 10, delete 10 and say 10. Or I want to increase to 12. Make it 12. Background I want to make it 4. Make it 4. And see no save option. This is the save option disabled. If you are not seeing save here, see here copy. Say copy. See with single save or copy it is not saved. When you are doing change in RZ10, be careful. Okay. When you are changing in RZ10, be careful. So save, go back. Again in the here main screen of RZ10 save. Say yes, activate the profile. Yes. Yes. Okay. You should get this screen. Can you read this once? See, whatever you are saving here, it is affecting at OS level only. It is taking the backup as .back. But if you want to take effect in SAP system, we need to restart. Why we need restart means, while starting only it reads profile values, right? The already system came up with the old values. If you want to take new effect in the system, again I need to restart. Then only your profiles can be read. See, remember, if you started SAP is up and running fine. If you delete profile folder also, it won't affect. But when you want to restart again, then only it will affect. Means if the no profiles are there, it won't start. Once system is came up running, you deleted a profile directory, it won't affect on the functionality because already it came up using that values. Okay. So if you want to restart again, then only your SAP system faces some problem. That is the reason. Okay, whenever you are changing something, it will be affecting at OS level only. If you want to make it in SAP level, you need to restart that profile. So if you see here at OS level in the profile directory, see here, that back is created with the today date, 9/17, 8:53 AM my time. Have you seen this? Dot back. I changed the instance profile only, right? That's why it is creating dot back. See, the new will be also same time. See, if you observe this or not, the old and new are with the same time. Means at this particular time, your profile got changed something. It is backed up with dot back and new values will be in this. But this new values will be affected after restart only. Okay. It's clear? Any questions? Like this, we will change in the RZ10.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Now,
Yeah,
what?
Ashok, a question.
Yes, tell me.
So if you want to permanently change a value, that's when you go to RC10, right?
Yes, yes.
If you want to temporarily change for that particular session, that's when you go to RC11. Same parameters you can do both ways, right?
No, no, no. Some parameters only we can change because dynamic is only few parameters. That only I can change in RZ11. But see, for
Not,
example, I am going here. Work process runtime is dynamic because change value. If I am giving dialog work process, add this work process number dialog. That is not dynamic. Okay. So it is static, right? No change value here. Then I need to change
right.
it definitely in RZ10. I need to restart. No option for us. But few parameters
Right.
are there that are dynamic that we can no need to restart. Yes, tell me.
So, for example, that the time parameter that you changed before,
Yeah, that is static. Sorry, that is
that
dynamic.
is
Dynamic.
dynamic, right? So, you,
Yeah.
okay. So now, if you want to make that as a permanent
Yes.
value,
Yes.
how do you do that?
Yes. Good question. Now tell me. If I want to make
I
this RZ11, whatever I change in RZ11, I want to make it permanent. If I restart, it goes back to previous value, right?
right.
So if I want to make this permanent, what to do now? Tell me,
I
guys.
thought you can go to RZ10 and do the same, or you can tweak the those profile values. Can you?
Yes, good answer. And we need to change in both RZ11 and RZ10. RZ11 immediately affects. After restart, RZ10 value it takes permanent. If you want to make any dynamic value permanently, change in RZ10 as well along with RZ11.
Okay, so that's what I was saying. So you
Yes.
can do the same thing in RZ10, right,
Yes,
to make it
RZ10.
permanent value.
Yes, yes. My next question is it possible to change the dynamic parameter in RZ10? See, now I am stopping my SAP meanwhile. See, it takes some time for us. So, meanwhile it will get restart. I will show you the new values also. See, I am stopping my SAP. Simply, I am stopping my entire SAP system. So, it stopped the dialog instance and central instance in the sequence because I issued the command here on SID, right? Right. See here, is it possible to change the dynamic parameter in RZ10? Yes. Any parameter you can change it in RZ10, but the dynamic nature it won't adopt. That is, what is dynamic nature? No need to restart, right? But if you are changing any dynamic parameter in RZ10, it is treated as static only. We need to restart, then only it gets affected. Okay. And the second thing, for example, I changed some parameter for dialog instance 02. Which instance I need to restart? Entire SAP system needs to restart or only particular instance?
Only that particular instance, right?
Yes, that's good. But if I am changing some central instance profile parameter, for example, I am increasing dialog process in central instance. What I need to restart?
Then you only do that for central instance.
But if I stop central instance, what about dialog instances? All goes down, right? What is the order of stopping? Even though not needed dialogues, you need to stop dialogues first and then central instance and restart central and then bring up the dialog. The dependency is important. Okay, this type of like whatever you learned, you need to apply accordingly. These in interviews when you are facing these type of questions, they will definitely ask. Okay, for example, if I am changing anything parameter static, I want to restart my central instance. I have 10 dialog instances. What you will do? I usually ask this question to every interview. So when I am taking the interview, everybody will say that if he is not a genuine candidate, he will say definitely central instance I bring up and bring down. That's it. Bring down and bring up. Okay, that's not the solution. That is not the way, right? We need to first stop the dialogues, even though not needed, because the dependency, the order of stop. I need to stop the central. I need to start the center to take effect, and then I need to start the dialogues. Okay. So these are the things what you can. And also today search in the Google profile parameter errors or issues in SAP system. Write down the question. Profile parameter errors or issues in a SAP system. Check in the Google. So come up with everybody at least 5 questions and solutions as well.
Profile parameter errors.
Yeah. Profile issues or profile parameter issues. Okay, in SAP system. Or errors or issues. Change the words. If you are not getting proper results there, change and alter the words and terminology. So give SAP means it will give all the only SAP related links there. Searching. Everybody should come up with at least 5 questions and answers. If you are not understanding answer, also copy paste in Word document. Tomorrow before starting class, you should ask me that. Ashok, this is the question we got. This solution we see. This I can understand, but this I am not understanding. Can you please explain? Okay. So because it will be useful, you can utilize me more in that case. Okay, because 100 number of problems are there. I can't explain 100 number of problems, right? Based on the knowledge what I am giving, you need to apply that. So if you are theoretically perfect in these areas what I have explained now, you can solve all the problems in profiles. I know that. Okay, right. Okay, so I am stopping my instance and not at stop, still in yellow, means it should come into green.
Yeah, while it's doing that, Ashok, quick question.
Yes, tell me.
So, if you by accidentally delete the database for all these values, you can import from the operating system, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Yes, that is the advantage of the profiles here. And also, usually we take the file system backup also. This is ESR, SAP folder, entire all these directories.
So, what if you accidentally delete those folders? Can you do the reverse, like from the SAP to those operating system files?
No, we can't do.
You cannot do it.
Yeah. So that is the reason we will always take the database backup as well OS level backup also these files and SAP system, especially this file system is very important. Even work directory, data directory, or global directory, or exe directory, profile directory, trans directory.
So let's say if all those values were stored in database, right? SAP database.
Yeah, access.
So then if you accidentally delete those folders, is that okay, or it will really look for those files all the time?
No, it will look for every time the OS only, because if SAP system comes up, then only it can work with database, right? Okay. To come up, I need these values. See, to want to make stitch, I need some parameters, right? Without that, how can I stitch?
So okay. Not all the values will be stored in the database.
Yes, not all. No, database it will be stored in the SAP and database level. But while coming up, database is not up. SAP system is not came up. How can I get the values? If a system is up and running only.
Startup file. Okay.
Yes, startup profiles and these OS profiles. That is the reason OS level also very important for us. Yes. See, now everything is went down. Now I am starting again. Saying start. And also one more transaction code is there. RZ10, RZ11 over TU0. Very smart transaction. So many people does not know this, even basis consultants also. See, for example, there is some parameter changes has been happened. How can I come to know what parameters has been changed recently? Yesterday you left the office, some on-site team in the midnight team or offshore team, midnight changed some parameters, they got the approval. And also remember, so, and changing, 1 second. See, For example, if you want to change any parameter, don't change blindly in origin or then you should have proper ticket, proper approval, then only you should change. Otherwise, if you are unnecessarily changing any parameter means it affects on the performance of the system. See, I'll tell you one small example. See, for example, I have 2 GB RAM, it can handle only 10 work process. If you are increasing to 10 to 15, obviously the memory is not enough, your system will get hang or very slow. Okay. So like that, if you are increasing memory parameters or decreasing parameters or if you are changing some security related parameters, it will affect on the system functionality. So that's the reason, be careful when you are changing parameters, cross check what is the impact if we change in the with the SAP also. In service marketplace we can get the notes. Okay. Before if you observe something wrong in the system, let your manager and your team members, team lead know. Discuss in the team and discuss with the functional team also. Okay, this is the parameter. We are seeing that due to this we are getting some problem. If we can increase this parameter value, we can solve our problem. But ensure that it may not create another problem. It is solving your X problem, but it may create Y problem or Z problem. Okay, so we need to check all these things when you are going with. So it comes through the discussion with your teams and all. Okay, so that if you have approval, then only you can increase. But for some reason, okay, they got the approval in the midnight. You are not in the shift. Somebody has changed, and next day morning system is very slow. First and foremost, we need to suspect is the profile values. Is there any parameters got changed? How to know? By going to OS level, you can see that the file, right? So, system is coming up. See here, you can come and see you are seeing some yesterday date. Profiles got changed 9/17. Today date on it, today early morning. I came into the shift by 10 a.m. But you don't know what parameters got changed. You need to open this PepsiCo folder and dot back folder and compare each and every value. You see the old value here, you see. Instead of that, some smart transaction is there, that is TU02. You can check the parameters and values which has been changed recently with dates. What value it has been changed, everything.
And by whom?
Yeah, not whom. We can see any changing means by there is some trace files also we can come to know. But usually in TU02 we never show the which user it has changed. See here, dialogues how many I am seeing now? 12, right?
Oh.
Earlier it is only 8 or 10. Okay, now 12 I am seeing. See our background 4. I am seeing. See in SM50 you go there, you can see the same thing there. Okay, so it is applying.
So this was effective from the operating system file.
Yes, yes. Now, yeah, when I am restarting, it is reading from the operating system only.
Right.
See,
so what if you forget to import into SAP database? I mean, then they will be out of sync, right?
No. It will be in the same new values only. But the thing is, when you want to change something from SAP level again, it look for the old values only. System is having 12 values, but it will be in the 10 also sometimes. But system is using in SM50 12 work process. Okay. So that is the reason to avoid inconsistencies in the values. Okay. So we need to import into SAP database level as well. See now system is too slow because the memory is not enough I think. Already another dialog instances came up. Okay, see the dialog instances came up. All work process coming wait. So these are also still running. I can't log in into the system if it is you are seeing like run. Because no work process is wait. If it is wait then only it can accept my request.
Yeah. No, Ashok, the question was like if you change, number of dialog instances or processes in a operating system file, right?
Yeah.
The default profile or whatever. if you change it to 10 from 8, it will
Yeah.
take after you restart, right?
Yes, exactly. If it is static.
Okay, if it is static. Then if you log into SAP to see how many work processes are out there, will it show 10 immediately or
No,
8,
no, no.
the
After
previous
restart
value?
only. After restart only. In RZ10, you see the 10. Okay, that is new value. In RZ11, you see the current
Right.
value. Correct value, if you want to find, that is the reason I told you initially. Check RZ11 for current value in the system. In
RZ11.
RZ11 display. View the parameter, click on display, you see the correct value. But in RZ10, you see the changed value, which is not effective in the system. We don't know whether it is affected or not, right? In RZ10, you
Right.
can see the new value 12, let us say before this restart. Okay. So in that case, whatever you are seeing in RZ10, it may or not be correct. That is the reason to check the correct value, RZ11 is the right option to check any parameter value. Okay.
So once you restart, even RZ10 will be refreshed with the latest
Yes,
value.
latest value. See, already without restart also it is affected. That 12 you can see before restart also. But the
Okay.
system cannot take that 12 value. Okay. See, now everything came back. Now I am logging into my SAP system.
So you only started one instance here?
No, all instance. Second dialog also coming up now. In yellow. Slowly coming up after some. So I am logging in now. Means automatically now central instance I will log in now. Yes, see here, I am logging into my instance. Because again it is slow. Why? Because my instance shutdown means all my buffers gone. Right? Again it is going to database building the buffers. See RZ11 I am going now. See I am giving hard disk flash work process underscore number underscore dia. Click on display. See, you see the current values. And if you go to SM50 also, you can see the same, right? Like whatever you are seeing in MMC here, the same thing you can see there. See here, total 19 outputs we can. See dialogues are backgrounds increased 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, these are the parameters. And see, if you see in RZ11, the dynamic parameter we changed, right? Artist flash max underscore work process and run See, again it went back to 600. We changed it to 1000, right? Earlier, dynamic parameter. After restart, it went back to again 600. If I want to make it 1000 permanently, I need to change again in the RG. Okay. And TU02 transaction is very smart transaction to find the recent changes. TU02. Okay. So double click on the host and everything. See, select the row or sorry column of this date. Click on ascending order, descending order. These are okay. Click on descending order. I think let it change. Yes, see here. Oh, we imported the profile parameters, all everything from. Okay. You can see the parameter and the value change. Like that, you can see the value with the today date. But actually, what happened is here the problem is we imported all the profile parameters before starting this, right? Again from OS to here. That is the reason every parameter you are showing with today date 1790. But usually you see the parameters you change it what with today 2 or 3. The parameter name that new value. Parameter name that new value. Okay, parameter name that new value see here. Okay.
But that's
So
2011, right?
no, yeah, my system time is 2011 only.
Ah,
Yeah, okay. That's the reason it is showing like this. Okay. So I will change again now and tomorrow I will show you the difference. Okay. So tomorrow I will restart now, then you will see the difference. Okay, like that see with the today date or yesterday date, if you are saying 2 days back date, you are saying some parameter values, you can suspect these also. Means due to this parameter, due to this value, it is affecting negatively in the system. Maybe performance is affecting, maybe some problem is coming. So this may not be 100% true, but you should suspect this area also. Okay. So very, very important in the TU02 transaction. Right. Any questions?
so how come it's not showing about that the number of process value in there?
These are
I think.
all.
I mean, you changed the number of processes, right, from 8 to 12 or
Yes, 8 to 12. You can see here. No. This is not. Not sure.
no, but why is it not showing the modified date as today?
No. That will contain here also. Why? Because I imported profiles from OS to here, right? In RG10, if you remember, during starting of this talk.
Right, right.
So
Yes.
everything is modified with today date. Okay. Imported. That's the reason, including those, it is showing everything now. Okay. So you can generally see the changes what happened recently. Okay. Anyway, tomorrow I'll show you the difference if possible. Okay. Otherwise, in my real-time system, I can show you the recent changes. See TU02. Simply select that instance, select this column, and ascending order, descending order with the recent date. You can see that recent parameter, recent changes. You can see the new value in this column. The parameter name in this column with the date. Okay. So we can find out the what parameter exactly changed on what date. Okay. Right. This is about the parameters, profiles and parameters. Okay. Any questions, please?